Trapmore gang, things are looking bad for Jay-Z. It's been a couple of days now since Jay-Z's name got brought up in the Epstein files. They've been talking about Jay-Z, was he getting busy with these kids, with Jeffrey Epstein and Harvey Weinstein? A lot of people have said it's a bunch of cap, okay, to be fair. A lot of people have said, ain't no way that Jay-Z was over there in 1996 knowing Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey. He didn't know Harvey Weinstein until a few years later. Ain't no way. Well, look, it doesn't matter, because what is going on is that everybody is piling on. Everybody that had a problem with Jay-Z is using this opportunity to absolutely demolish him, and things are getting worse for Jay-Z. And there's even rumors that he might have even, hot-tailed it out of America. But one of the people that is going to be the most happy about this absolute craziness, it's of course 50 Cent, okay? 50 Cent posted, all right? He said, damn, they got your man Jay in the Epstein files. I gotta do a doc on this at 50 Cent Action. All right. Everybody's piling on. This is a good day for 50 Cent. He been waiting to put the boot into Jay-Z. But it wasn't just 50 Cent. One of Jay-Z's biggest and most long-running ops is, of course, Nicki Minaj. And she set the internet on fire with a storm of tweets calling out Jay-Z for some nefarious behavior that didn't even occur on Epstein Island, okay? She posted, she said, Trevor refuses to come out the closet when everyone in the industry knows his boyfriend, allegedly, all right? She posted, Nicki was right about everything. She on a MAGA run right now, and she posted these very, very suspect images of Jay-Z with young women, okay? I'm pretty sure that's Aaliyah. Jay-Z, age 26, 15, age 27. I'm pretty sure that's Beyonce, and they're saying that's 96. This is 97. So they're saying, ain't no way anything could be going on with Jay-Z in 1996, surely not. But Nicki Minaj, she putting in work, okay? And she done a whole tweet storm, all right? She done a whole tweet storm rocking out on Jay-Z. She posted this one. I'm pretty sure this is the guy that's been running around claiming that he's Jay-Z's secret son for years, and Jay-Z don't want no part of it. He don't want to take the DNA test. He don't want nothing to do with what's going on. That's pretty savage. She posted this one talking about what in the F, hashtag child predator. Not a great look. She posted this one. She said, imagine if a 30-year-old rapper was out here with a 16-year-old in this day and age, and how y'all would have his head on a platter. This guy was hugging and humping on teens in broad daylight. Next, I'll get on the owner of the Shade Room and more. She said in this one, she said, your favorite artist has been practicing rituals in a satanic cult where they take babies from other countries and mutilate and kill them as a form of blood sacrifice to their god. You see, when your master is Satan, you must constantly shed blood. However, the jig is up. Crazy, all right? And she posted this one in a little bit more detail. Said, are you understanding that these people have been sacrificing children as a way of gaining and maintaining power? If you ever vote Democrat again, that's hilarious. You're just as soulless as they are and will perish. Maybe it's time for me to do some story times since I was trying not to say what I know, yet they continue to attempt bullying. Also, I won't be releasing an album until my contract is renegotiated and until I tell you about all the sabotage this Rico is finding out about Billboard. So she reposted the allegations going around that TMZ founder Harvey Levin has also been named in the Epstein files, described as a good friend who could help run global PR effort to defend convicted PDF Jeffrey Epstein and smear his victims and accusers. And people are saying, I guess this explains why TMZ didn't cover Jay-Z being named in the files. Nicki posted that. And this one, she reposted this one. This was a pretty savage one, okay? So look, this is some backstory, and I'm going to dig deeper into these allegations just to give you a little bit of an idea of what was going on, because this is pretty crazy, okay? But basically, it says Jay-Z dated Foxy Brown when she was 15, took her thing when he was 23. Jay-Z was going out with Aaliyah when she was 15, 16, 17, and he was 26, 7, and 8. Jay-Z met Beyonce at 16, started dating her when she was 18, 19. He was 30. He signed Rihanna at 16, and she said in an interview she was flown to meet Jay-Z, who wouldn't let her leave until she signed the contract and locked her in the office until 3 a.m. It says Jay-Z slept with a 16 year-old person when he was 22. She got pregnant, and now the kid says Jay-Z's been refusing to take the paternity test for over a decade because it would mean that he slept with a teenage girl, allegedly. People saying this is photoshopped. Are you okay? Look up Ryan Satterthwaite. The story is so sad. Jay-Z and his team been working overtime to keep this under wraps, all right? And they're saying, shout out Nicki Minaj for speaking on what Jay-Z's evil ass has done to multiple women in the industry and confirming my initial tweet. And then they're talking about the Kathy White allegations. I did a whole video on that. You can go and look into that separately. So when it comes to the Foxy Brown allegation, this is something that's been going on for quite a long time. And what we're going to do is we're just going to look into each of these little allegations in this video, and I'll just give you a little bit of backstory in each one. I'm not saying this definitely is how it went down, but I am telling you this is the discourse. This is what people are saying out there in the public. And it's just it's a terrible day for Jay-Z. All right. This is a post that was going around on Twitter, okay, talking about basically Jay-Z being tied to Foxy Brown since she was like 15. It's a little bit... It's not a good look at this stage, okay? It says, to Sean Jay-Z Carter, we the people would like to know why you at 27 years of age were picking up a 15-year-old Foxy Brown from school. We the people would also like to know why you at 27 years of age had a special friendship with a 15-year-old Foxy Brown. Foxy, we the people would also like to know what you meant by special friendship, and why have you nor Jay-Z not sued Wendy Williams for repeatedly stating you had an sexual relationship with Sean Carter while underage, or her show and to your faces. That don't really make sense, but whatever.
Which is odd, but like I said, we grow up fast.
I love Jay, and I'm not. I want to say that too. And I just spoke to Jay this morning.
How is the sex? Is he hung like a horse?
Oh my god.
That's what Artie says.
She's unbelievable.
Is he?
Jay's one. Let me tell you something. No one can do what Jay and I do. Like for real. It's a turner in this industry that I have genuine love for. Like real diehard love for. It's Jay. For real.
You're sprung. That was her first. Art, you think she and Jay boned? You don't have to acknowledge it, Foxy. Just Art.
Maybe some foreplay.
Oh,
maybe
no,
a what?
Some foreplay.
Bonification boning.
Maybe foreplay? Yeah. So I look like
his mouth has been on your breast before, is what Art is saying.
Oh yeah, you think that?
Yeah, I think
you have to remember I'm a lot younger than
exactly. And so is Beyonce. He likes him younger.
I have a name. I just needed a person who can take that position, that girl versus guy call and response, because that's what it is. It's just a fun girl versus guy type of thing.
He was like, okay, why don't we just talk about real life? And I was like, give me 20 minutes. Please don't give a fuck how you move.
All right, we ain't doing music. We ain't doing music. Okay, we ain't doing music, right? There's going to be some lyrics. There's going to be some other stuff in here we ain't going to do. But that's not a good look. It's not a good look, okay? Really not a good look. I'm not feeling that. That doesn't prove anything, all right? It doesn't prove anything, but it isn't the first time this has been dragged. When Jay-Z was going through the height of his beef with Nas, okay, one of the most iconic hip-hop beefs in history, Nas would actually allude to a relationship between Jay-Z and Foxy Brown in the lyrics to this song, okay? He said, in a pine box with 9 shots from my Glock, fellas, Foxy got you hot because you kept your face in her puss. What, you think you getting girls now because of your looks? So look, he was alluding to this relationship, but it wouldn't be okay. This is all the way in 2001. Jay-Z's first big single was Ain't No N-Word off Reasonable Doubt. The song featured Foxy Brown, who Jay-Z was involved with at the time. Accusing a man of having to perform oral on a woman in order to get her to perform on his songs is a pretty damning charge in rap. Hey. Right away, it's the fit. Want to taste the S? Put me on the bass and throw your face in it. Both Foxy Brown and Jay-Z denied the claim of ever being involved with one another, even though Foxy admitted it on Let 'Em Know. What? Oh, the video's not available. That's convenient. It also accuses Jay of hopping around from famous friend to famous friend trying to leech off their success. At the time, Foxy was selling, same with Mary J. Blige, and Biggie Smalls was perhaps the most commercially successful rapper at the time. Not named Tupac, Jay used them to sell more, something Nas would expand on further on a verse, and the later track, Got Yourself a Gun. It's a little bit crazy. Now look, both parties have denied this historic relationship, and Foxy Brown would address, she would basically address the rumors and all that kind of stuff on that track, Let Them Know, as we saw in the Genius annotation. So this was kind of going around, okay, essentially This was an article about it. It says hip hop rumors. Foxy Brown admits to previous affair with Jay-Z. It says disclaimer. And I'm going to read this disclaimer too because I want to make sure this is very, very clear. I don't want to catch that Tony Busby stray. This says disclaimer. All contact within this section is pure rumor and generally has no factual info outside of what the streets have whispered in our ear. Read on. Whoa. There are some rumors that just sound like an ad lib. Whoa. Foxy Brown raps on a new song and the song is very interesting. Okay. And let's just say again, once again, everything we're talking about in this video is pure rumors. I'm talking about the discourse around Jay-Z. I'm not saying all of this absolutely happened. All right, please don't send your hitters at my head. As Kanye said, I'm not even trying to say that, but like Kanye said Jay-Z had hitters, please don't send them at my head. So I'm going to say the same thing. But anyway, okay, this says Foxy Brown raps on a new song and the song's very interesting. Truth be told, Foxy's been rumored to have been sleeping with Nas, AZ, and more recently Rick Ross. Who knows, but she drops a bombshell in the new song. The streets talking about the hood's going crazy. Dudes heard that I F with Ross and had the dude baby. They say I F with Nas. Now they say it's AZ, but on the low, the real dude was Jay-Z. Whoa, wait a minute, what? Wait a minute, what? Now look, when this track came out, okay, there was a lot of talk about it, okay? There's a lot of different articles talking about it, okay? And even in this one, basically it says the biggest non-shocking shock lyrics will be Foxy saying back in the day she let Jigga Man dip in the Lil Nana. Okay, that's a crazy way of putting it. It says the line's followed by a loud shush, which confuses me a bit because I thought it was common knowledge. I think the shush might be, you know what I'm saying? Somebody got told to shush, allegedly, potentially. It's all fiction. But anyway, this is crazy, right? This is crazy, okay? This definitely is a wild rumor, all right? And basically, it was also going around, okay? There was rumors that Foxy Brown had actually spoken candidly about Jay-Z during a party. And this is craziness. Again, I'm not even going to say what's on the screen, but basically they're saying Foxy Brown denied saying that Jay-Z was a tea chaser, let's say, okay? And this basically is her denying reports. I don't want to read what it says. It says Foxy Brown's furious over reports she trashed Jay-Z, telling TMZ she never referred to him as a gonorrhea-infected tea chaser, and now she's threatening to sue. So look, she didn't say it. She says she didn't say it. It says it's BS. I'm not saying it, but hey, this is a TMZ article, and you know, they saying Jay-Z's friends with Harvey Levin. So it says Brown's referencing reports which say Foxy recently went to a baby shower and started dishing about Jay-Z's S-life to one of the guests, saying he secretly engages in gay things, that she lost her V to him when she was 15 and he was 27. There's more. There was allegations of a robbery, S-tape, STDs, but Foxy said the report is BS, telling TMZ the atrociousness of this story sickened me to my stomach and everyone involved will be contacted by my attorney. Foxy says, in all my years in the music industry, these are the most disgusting and disrespectful allegations I've ever experienced. This fictitious story with no audio, visual, or written interview was clearly concocted with malicious intent. Jay has only been wonderful to me and my family, a great friend throughout all them years, which years? I've known him and we had nothing but great success as a team. She continues, Beyonce is his wife. He's always been gracious and sweet to me. I will not let any undercover hater create discord or disrespect my name or reputation. This disrespect will not be tolerated. Sometimes the biggest protests, you know what I'm saying, come from the biggest bombs of information. Anyway, all right. Nick Cannon would also question Jay-Z's former business partner Dame Dash regarding the nature of the relationship with Foxy Brown. This was a little bit of a spicy moment, okay? This is from Cannon's class, Nick Cannon's pod. It says it's getting very interesting, okay, with the guy Dame Dash. So Romans 2:1, when we pass judgment on someone else, all you do is condemn yourself, for who you judge practice the same sins. That's what the Bible say, y'all. Is it true? Let's see the clip.
Age was Foxy Brown signed?
I wasn't paying attention to Foxy Brown.
But that's
I didn't sign Foxy Brown.
I know you. I'm just asking a question.
I'm on the block. I'm responsible for everybody.
You the boss.
Yo, don't beat around the bush. Say what you want. What do you mean by that question?
I was just asking.
What are you insinuating?
I'm not insinuating. I just asked the question. I thought Foxy was like 16. That's all I'm saying.
It sounds like
all I'm saying is in this industry when we live in these glass houses.
It seems like you got a question for Jay. Ask him. Y'all keep asking me questions. Y'all want to ask him because he ain't here. Ask him. I ain't got shit to do with that, and I don't even know nothing about that. You playing? You my man. I know not with me. When you say that Foxy was 16 when she got signed, why did you say that just now?
When I first was introduced to who Foxy was, I thought there was something between Foxy and Jay.
Oh, yeah, Jay. But that's the question you're trying to ask me.
Man, Dame Dash, he ducking and diving that question. It's interesting, right? So, Wendy Williams, known for calling out Diddy since the 1990s, apparently has made similar inferences and allegations. Okay, so look at this.
This was allegedly a romantical thing. It's all right. I'll say alleged, but we know. Yeah, she hit it before Beyonce.
Wow. Okay, now, interestingly enough, okay, now let's turn our attention towards Beyonce, because Beyonce has previously detailed the official timeline of when she met Jay-Z and when they begun dating, but there's been a lot of debate about this situation, okay? This is saying 1999 to 2000, Beyonce and Jay-Z first meet, okay? This is from People magazine. This says the former Destiny's Child star previously told 17, ironic name for a publication to tell this particular piece of info too, isn't it? That's fucking hilarious. The former Destiny's Child star previously told 17 that they met when she was 18. All right, why didn't you tell 18 magazine? Which would have been between September of 1999 and August of 2000, okay? And in 2000, 2001, she 18. That's when they start dating. The pair began dating officially when Beyonce was 19 after getting to know each other. So we were friends first for a year and a half before we went on any dates, she later told Oprah Winfrey in an own interview. We were on the phone for a year and a half, right? And that foundation is so important for a relationship. Just to have someone you just like is so important. Someone who is honest, right? As soon as she turned 18, they met. All right, this is the official story. This is the official story. We're not having anyone deny this, all right? She turned 18, they met immediately. Boom. All right? And then they start talking, and then they talk for a year and a half, then they get together halfway through her being 19, all right? That's the story. That's the official, that's what happened, all right? I'm not getting sued. That is what happened. That is exactly what happened. And I'm not trying to hear from anybody else who wants to offer a different perspective on their early relationship. Oh, no, whoops. No, I just pressed enter. What?
I know people in the industry, been around for a long time.
So this is, okay, an Art of Dialogue interview with Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, and he's offering a different perspective on this, okay? He's explaining that look at the title of this clip, all right? I'm not saying this is facts. I'm not condoning this is absolutely true. I'm just letting you know that this is the discourse going on around this situation. And this is Gene Deal calling out Jay-Z for dating a young Beyonce when he was in his 30s.
Was there when he first started dating Beyonce at 17, 18, he was 30-something. You didn't know his age. When I look back and see how old Jay-Z was, I think Jay-Z was born in like 69 or 67.
Jay-Z, no way Jay-Z was born in that. Wait a minute. No way. What? Yo, Jay-Z really born in big 1969. What the hell? Bro, he ancient. I'm old. I'm getting pretty old. I'm not going to lie, but like, bro, he ancient.
Something like a 67 right there? 69. I think he was born in 69. Beyonce, they say she was born in 81. You understand? But back then, in 81, when we was in the club together, 98, 99, she wasn't even supposed to be in the club, but she was in the club. It was Club Eugene's. And Jay was dating her. And at that time, if you look at Jay's age, he was about 30 years old. So, isn't she still somewhat a child? To me, she is. But I guess they protect child. That's how you protect a child. You know, dating her at the age of 30-some years old, and she's 17, 18 years old. If that's her true age. We really don't know her true age because Gabrielle Union said she went to junior high school with her, and Gabrielle Union is considered 6-7 years older than.
So look, a lot of celebrities lie about their ages. That's the one thing, okay? People saying Gene knows all the tea, but he never sees the kettle boiling, y'all. That says now he know Jay-Z like that. The people saying that's so true. The internet is definitely the downfall of common sense. I'm just starting to think he's going with the narrative as if he knows, but he don't. So people are doubting it. If you don't know Beyonce's age, then what's the whole point, Cap? Okay, so look, we're going to give Jay-Z some bail, all right? People saying it's Cap. What are you saying? You don't even know what the hell are you saying, bro? You're listening to Jill, who ain't got nothing to do with Jay-Z, was never around him or employed by him. Nada. He's getting his coins, giving his opinion, and nothing else he says is facts. If she over 18, she legal. She might be immature as hell, but you can't do nothing about it. It's legal. If the official story, as told, is that they met when she was 18 and they got together when she was 19 and a half, that's legal. Some people think that's creepy. Some people think that's weird. If it's legal, it's legal. I do feel like sometimes people want to take something legal and kind of like shine it up to be something illegal to pop someone down that they don't like. I don't think that's fair. If it's illegal, it's wrong. If it's legal, you know what I'm saying? It's legal. But a lot of people have debated it. But right now, in these comments, people are defending Jay. So I just want to make that very clear. Okay, just want to make that clear. That's what's going down. Okay, that's what's going down. I don't know why I'm stuttering so much. I don't know why I'm so jittery on the screen. But it is what it is. You can still hear what I'm saying. So Okay, additional allegations would surface from an industry insider basically suggesting that Jay-Z might have maybe manipulated things, put together certain circumstances to try and get with Beyonce. And look, all right, Beyonce definitely the prize. Beyonce definitely the prize, okay? This is just an allegation. I don't want to get in trouble. I really don't want to get in trouble over this, okay? I don't want to get in trouble, okay? Look, again, I'm not condoning, I'm not saying this is absolute facts, okay? We're just looking at some of the discourse around this, all right? But there's basically a pretty crazy thread on Twitter, okay, that basically is digging into this debate, all right? This says, seems people are having the debate on when Beyonce met Jay-Z and started dating him. Thread of timeline. Beyonce met Jay-Z in 1997 when she was 16 years old and he was 28 years old. Now, look, I'm not seeing IDs in this picture, but that's what they're saying. That's what they're claiming, okay? It says, basically, look, there's claims, right? It says Beyonce was easily manipulated as a teen. All she knew was school, music, rehearsal, and media training. It says Beyonce was a gullible country bumpkin. It's not hard to see how easily manipulated a teenage Beyonce was by a 30-year-old Jay-Z. It said Jay's own man said Jay never had an adult relationship and Jay liked teens. He knows Jay's been around B. He said Jay manipulated the situation of them being on a plane together, so Jay would end up sitting next to the Beyonce to continue spitting game, and Beyonce broke up with her boyfriend at 18, 19, and Jay moved in. Now, look. Let's just hit the clip.
Jay-Z was able to move in because she was heartbroken. And Jay came in like the snake. What's happening? Why you over here crying? Jay had to manipulate. See, people, they hear this thing. It just happened to be we was on the same plane at the same time. No, it wasn't. Jay knew she was going to be on the plane and had it arranged that he was going to be on the same plane. Don't let Jay fool you. Jay's a snake. Y'all don't understand that. Y'all still don't understand it yet. After all these years, y'all ain't figured this out. Y'all done seen all the activities of this dude being a snake and then still don't want to believe he's a snake. 17? Oh, that's Jay's age there, ain't it? If it ain't a teen in there, it don't get his attention. Rihanna was a teen. All of them was teens. Rosario Dawson, teen. Aaliyah, teen. Man, it's a bunch of teeners.
Now, look, this is just some guy on Twitter with a 240p camera yelling into the mic, okay? But what he's saying is very interesting, let's be real, okay? This is him, all right? Can we really trust this account? Can we really trust this account? He posting a lot, all right? He posting a lot. He's definitely not feeling Jay-Z, all right? It says, I remember when Jay-Z's name used to, this is Keep Six Solid. When Jay-Z's name used to come up talking about the greats like Pac and Biggie, now it comes up when we talking about Diddy, Harvey Weinstein, Oprah, the Clintons, Trump, and many more. It is crazy, okay? But moving on to the next detail, all right? According to Dame Dash, he would claim that both he and Jay-Z were fighting over Aaliyah, but at the time, to be fair, she was 21 years old.
You know, I've known Puff for 30 years. I haven't been to any one of his parties, especially on the LA side, you know, not even in probably 20 years. So that was the 4th of July, and that's when he was with Jennifer Lopez. He had a barbecue. You know, we were all staying in one house, me, Aaliyah, Jay, a couple of friends. That night, no one knew who Aaliyah was with, and that's how we wanted it. You know, because at the time, her and I, you know, we hadn't like actually gone there like that yet. And, you know, me and Homeboy was both trying. So no one knew who was messing with who. And, you know, that night we left early. I left with Aaliyah. And that's the night that the magic happened with Aaliyah and I. So that was a magical night for me. You know, I'm no.
So Aaliyah was of age at the time, right? But let's not forget, okay, this was basically, you know, a few years after we basically found out that R. Kelly had illegally married Aaliyah when she was underage, right? And this is something Dame Dash touched on as well. I mean, if you've seen Surviving R. Kelly, you'll know all about that.
So, no, it's not a conspiracy. So what I heard is she's coming up in the whole challenge where she used to be married to R. Kelly.
15, she wasn't married.
15 years old, right?
And married 15 to a grown-ass man.
I know, but...
So then why would you still listen to him knowing that they said he married a 15-year-old? Well, that was the issue. That you knew it was illegal to be married to a 15-year-old, and the dude could actually put out a fucking album that says age ain't nothing but a number.
That's right.
And y'all gonna listen to it and not say a word. That's where people should be ashamed of themselves.
I'm with you. I agree. So
what's the conspiracy?
So then it's not even...
So obviously this marriage, you know, there was talks that R. Kelly had falsified the ID or the wedding certificate or anything like that. But basically, okay, it seems like everybody was fighting over Aaliyah, whether she was a minor, whether she was an adult. It sounds like Dame Dash and Jay-Z were having a little love triangle going on with Aaliyah when she was like 21. But according to Dame Dash, Jay-Z chose to collaborate with R. Kelly despite knowing about Aaliyah's abuse history and despite the fact that it was an open secret in the industry. So it seems, at least from the fact that Jay-Z doing 2 albums with R. Kelly, the behavior that R. Kelly was putting on, that everybody knew about, was an open secret and pretty much accepted.
Right. Did Jay know about what he did to Aaliyah?
Did he know that everybody knew R. Kelly married Aaliyah at 15? Everybody knew that. So was the conversation had like, yo, how you gonna go and do something with this dude? Hell yeah, that conversation was had. Hey, you think I'm soft? Pause, like I'm punk? So that didn't happen. I was like, yo, how you gonna do a project with my motherfucking girl? We had the conversation. Why would you still with with someone that raped your girl? Would you still do anything with that person? So why would anyone expect me to? Like that's what I don't understand. I'd be like, yo, people be like, why? Just that alone. There's a lot of other shit, but that alone was like the nail in the coffin for me. I was out of there. I was gone. Trust me. After that, I don't want to be nowhere near. I knew that shit was gonna blow up. I didn't want no parts of that shit. Like I was like, I don't want no parts. That's not good money. So I was done with him for that.
How did Jay respond when you confronted him about it?
You know how he is. He's like, yo, I ain't nothing to do with that.
Damn.
So look, all right. I don't want to say, look. Okay, you got to make your own minds up, okay? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I'm not going to say anything else, okay? I'm just letting you know these are the conversations that are being had. This shit is going crazy on Twitter. This is going viral. A lot of these allegations, they ain't nothing new. There's been a million interviews, a million conversations about this situation. Now, what is really crazy... Now, there are unconfirmed reports going around that Jay-Z has left the US to an undisclosed location, okay? It was going around a few days ago. Jay-Z's jet took off from Miami, Florida, United States. People saying, who cares? I think we care. People saying he's on his way to Epstein Island. They're saying he got to go have a talk with Epstein's peeps. He's getting scared. There's articles, again, this is all unconfirmed, all right, but this is going around now. It says Jay-Z reportedly leaves the US after Epstein files mentioned him as Beyonce suffers 10 million follower drop. It's an unverified FBI tip, all right, let's just remember these are unverified tips, but it's just reignited, okay, it's just reignited, all right, a whole bunch of early stuff that has, you know what I'm saying, that's a bad look for Jay-Z. Now, I think Jay-Z's probably going to be fine. I feel like if anything really was that serious that genuinely implicated him in crimes of this severity, I think they would have already been put on him. I think we've seen Surviving R. Kelly, we've seen Surviving Diddy. I think that we would have actually seen Jay-Z's a bigger fish than these guys. If there was really genuine dirt on him to the level where they could actually get him and put him away and prove that he committed a crime, I think it would have already happened. I do think a lot of this is just crazy, out of control gossip. I do think that there's definitely some things that are making me give the side eye, but at the same time, I just don't think there's enough. I'm not sure. Look, Jay-Z probably goes on vacation all the time, okay? So if his private jet took off from Miami and went to somewhere else in the world that's not the United States, that doesn't necessarily mean that he's on the run. He probably vacations every day of the week, right? This guy's a billionaire, right? He's a multi-billionaire. He is rich as F, all right? He's probably laughing from his island, not Epstein Island. He's probably got his own island, all right? There's clean, all right? He probably got a clean island that he can just go and kick it on. But look, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Am I barking up the wrong tree? Am I wilding out? Am I being too forgiving? Or is Nicki Minaj onto something? Okay, it's Nicki. If anyone's going to get sued, it should be Nicki Minaj. All right, go sue Nicki Minaj. Jay-Z, go do whatever you got to do to Nicki Minaj. All right, leave me out of it. But anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Appreciate you. And I'm out, gang. Peace.